FBI is stepping up its efforts to counter the shocking surge in attacks on Asian Americans.
Yes, they've seen an uptick in recent weeks in violent attacks against Asian Americans.
Currency, relevance, A, authority, accuracy, purpose, and location.
Currency. Currency refers to how recent the information in a source is. Was this source published recently or is it outdated? Let's find out. If you're looking at a single page within a website, the publication or last updated date may be near the page title, in the web page URL, or at the very bottom of the page. It will usually include a day, month, and year. In this article, we can see that it was published in July 1, 2020 and was updated in the year 2021. And for that, we can tell that this article passed the currency test.
Relevance. Relevance refers to the importance of the information to your specific research needs. To determine relevancy, you should be able to answer: is the information relevant to your research? Does the source support your topic? As displayed in the title of our article, which is "Many Black and Asian Americans Say They Have Experienced Discrimination Amid the COVID-19 Outbreak." Just by looking at it, we could say that this is a credible source for topic sociology, as it tackles the negative experiences of Asians or Black Americans because of their race and ethnicity. So this article passes this relevancy test in evaluating reliable sources.
Authority. To determine whether the author is valid or credible, we must first look at the author's name and check if the article they wrote is in their fields of study. Typically, these informations can be found near the article's title. In our case, the author's name appears after the headlines on the lower part of the article's title, and there are 3 authors: Neil G. Ruiz, Juliana Minash Horowitz, and Christine Tamir are their names. Following that, we will determine whether the authors have credentials and can back up their claims based on the article they wrote. As you can see, when I click on his name, we can view information such as his credentials. According to this section, he is an Associate Director of Race and Ethnicity Research at the Pew Research Center, which may have some relevance to the article they wrote. His other publications, almost all of which are about Black and Asian Americans, can be found here. Now let's move on to the next author. As you can see, we can find information such as her credentials just like the first author. She is an Associate Director of Research at the Pew Research Center, as stated in this section. So, here are some of her other publications, some of which are related to our topic. And let's take a look at the last author. As you can see, her information, such as her credentials, is limited in comparison to the first 2 authors. It is only stated here that she is a research analyst at the Pew Research Center, focusing on global migration and Hispanic trends. After inspecting the author's credentials, the article they wrote is in the respected fields of study, so we can now assure that they are accurate and credible in their very own article.
Accuracy. The quality or state of being correct or precise. From the word accurate, this section tells how factual an article is. And these are the possible questions that need to be addressed. Is there any proof of validity in this article? Is it reliable to gain information? Yes. As a matter of fact, there are 3 authors that made this article and surely provided the article with full of correctness and was relying to what's happening when COVID-19 started. Thus, the author has a lot of citations in his or her text, or bibliography, or works cited sections? Yes, it was stated there that the Asian and Black Americans are more likely to report adverse experiences due to their race or ethnicity since the pandemic began. Stated that the sizable shares of Black and Asian adults say that they worry other people might be suspicious of them if they wear a mask in public. Is that there is 3 in 10 or more US adults say racist view about Asian and Black Americans are more common than before the pandemic. These authors are aiming to help us understand the importance of having the capacity to be more careful what we are going to say. For the title itself, many Black Asian Americans say that they have experienced discrimination amid the COVID-19 outbreak. That was published on July 1, 2020. These are the sources of proof of our research. According to new Pew Research Center survey, Black and Asian Americans are also more likely than their white and Hispanic counterparts to say that they have been subject to slur or jokes because of their race or ethnicity. But Asians adults are the most likely to say this has happened to them since the beginning of the coronavirus outbreak. About 3 in 10 Asians adults, or 31%, say they have been subject to slur or jokes because of their race or ethnicity since the outbreak began, compared with 21% Black adults, 15% of Hispanic adults, and 8% of white adults, with some reports of incidents of discrimination against Asian Americans since the virus outbreak first emerged in China and then started spreading in the United States. In time, about half of Black Americans, 51%, say they have heard expressions of support because of their race or ethnicity since the coronavirus outbreak. About 3 in 10 Hispanic, or 29%, and Asian, 28% adults, say the same. The survey was conducted during a time when demonstrations continued across the country to protest the death of George Floyd, a Black man killed while in Minneapolis police custody. These sources provide information that this discrimination is continuously happening since the COVID-19 started until now, and that is likely the most accurate about this article since it has basing the happenings in reality. Let's proceed to the question assigned. What is the tune or the style of the article? Well, the article's tune is formal, considering it is not a form of article who tries to persuade you of anything. It is an acceptable form of English is because it gives information to all of us. Second question. Has the article been reviewed or referred? Yes. The article itself has been reviewed by putting in a survey that has been answered by majority in percentage. Is the information obviously biased? This article is presented in a survey form, so it is basically fair information, but it was answered by the people who are currently experiencing the discrimination. No, the article is in right condition regarding of the spelling, grammar, or any possible typographical errors. And to conclude the accuracy of this article, it is indeed 100% valid and can be used in academic purposes.
Purpose. The reason why the information exists. What is the purpose of the information? Does it inform, persuade, sell, or entertain? Pew Research Center conducted this study to understand Americans' personal experiences with racial and ethnic discrimination since the beginning of the coronavirus outbreak, as well as opinions about whether racist views towards different groups have become more common. Clearly, its purpose is to inform people about the social issues that we are facing. Location, where the source is published. Simply by looking at their website's link, which is usually located at the top along with the URL, we can tell right away whether or not this is reliable. In our case, this is definitely reliable because it is published organizationally. In addition, the Pew Research Center is a non-partisan American think tank, which means that their research institution is unbiased.
Thank you, and we hope that you learned something about this video.